In this video, we're going to get introduced to PHP. So what is PHP? PHP, or Hypertext Preprocessor, is a scripting language which runs on the server side or the backend. Let's have a look at this flowchart and understand PHP in a simple way. So far we have been following the simple routes where the user sends a request to the server, and we have been requesting HTML pages at the moment without any PHP code. Okay, so HTML only means no PHP code. So all our pages that we have created so far using HTML, CSS, JavaScript jQuery, and Bootstrap, they are all static pages with static content. Okay. So if we request an HTML page with no PHP, then this page is sent directly to the browser. Okay, so we've got all the HTML content returned to us, and we can see the page on our screen. Okay. Now we're gonna move to something different. We're gonna have a look at pages that we call dynamic pages. Okay, so we're gonna start creating those dynamic pages. And these dynamic pages, they will include some PHP in them. So what's going to happen now is the user will still send a request to the server, but this time the file he's requesting is going to have some PHP code in it. So what happens is any data that the user will send to this file, it could be login details, it could be any kind of parameters. Okay, so once the data is sent to the PHP file, then the PHP file is going to process the data for us. And then based on that, it will build an HTML page, which is going to be returned to the browser. And then we can see it. Okay, so let's have a look at a few examples to understand this in a clear way. So let's go to a video page on YouTube. So we know that all video pages on YouTube, they have the same layouts. Okay, you will always see a video right here. You'll see a title right there. You'll see the user who uploaded the video there. How many people have subscribed to their channel, the number of views, number of likes, dislikes, and the list of other related videos. Also, the you can see the same top bar, the YouTube logo there, and so on. So it's all the time the same layout. Okay, but things that will change are the video, the title, and other things. All right. So if we compare both these pages, if we look at the address bar, you'll see that the first bit of the address bar is the same. Okay, they're all youtube.com/watch and question mark, and same thing there. But if you look closely, you will see that this is followed by a parameter v equals, and we've got a value for that parameter for this video, but we've got another value for that parameter for this video. So what's changing here is when we send a request for this page, we send a parameter with that value, and if we go back to our flowchart, so that parameter v is going to be sent to our PHP file. Okay, and then the PHP file is going to process that parameter, and then it's going to look for the corresponding video, the corresponding title, the corresponding user who uploaded the video, number of views, likes, dislikes, and so on. And then it's going to populate the HTML page, and then it's going to create this HTML code for us. Okay. And if you compare this HTML code with that HTML code, you will see that they are the same. The only thing that will change is the content of them. Okay, it's the same layout, same everything, but we just changed the video title and so on. Okay. Now let's look at another example. So let's have a look at the Facebook login page. Okay, so PHP can help us restrict unauthorized access to our websites, and basically we can do that through various ways. One way is using a login. So you want your users to be signed up, and they need to log in so that they can access your page. So what happens when we input login details and we click on the login button? So let's just try to click on the login button without any details. Okay, so we get a page with an error message, but if you look at the address bar, you will see that our request has been sent to a file called login.php. So that's the file that we have here on the server, which is going to process our data. So we have sent blank details to this file, this login.php file. Okay, so this is what that file has returned to us. Okay, if we log in with correct details, then the login.php file is going to direct us to the to our Facebook page. Okay. Okay, so the same thing applies for the sign up form. Although the sign up form is a little bit different, because if you put all the details there and they're all valid, then once you click on create an account, there will be a change which will happen on a database. So we're going to add a new user to the user's database. Okay, with all the details that you would have input in here. So PHP can also interact with databases. Okay, add data to a database or change data to a database, and also it can retrieve data from a database, like we have seen here. Okay, so all this data is retrieved from a database based on the parameter that we have sent over there. Okay, let's have a look at another example. Using PHP, we can also create contact forms. Okay, and by clicking on, by inputting the data and clicking on send email, data is going to be sent to an email address that you would have set up in the PHP code behind this contact form. We're going to create a contact form later on, very similar to this one. Another use of PHP is sending encrypted data. So we can encrypt data for safe transmission over the internet, especially if you're inputting some payment details. Okay, so you want to make sure that the data is sent encrypted. Okay, so if I select the payment type and go for Visa debit, then the card number, okay, and all the other details, they need to be encrypted for safe transmission over the net. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open Firefox. I'm going to go to to FireFTP. Okay, just click on FireFTP and it will land here. Okay, so you would need to connect to the hosting that you have created. Okay, if you don't remember exactly how we did that, just go back to the beginning of the HTML chapter. This is explained in detail. So I'm just going to click on connect, and now I can see the files on the server over here. Okay, and on the left hand side I can see files on my computer. So this is our course folder with all the chapters we have created so far. So as I said, we're going to be testing PHP files on the server. So we're going to be creating those files in here. But I'm still going to create a PHP folder in the course folder. Okay. So create directory. And we're going to call it 6PHP, where I'm going to store all the files we're going to be testing on the server. Okay, so that I can keep all the files together in the course folder. I suggest you do the same thing. So what I'm going to do on the server side, I'm going to create a new directory. I'm going to call it PHP, and then inside PHP, I'm going to create a new file. And I'm going to call it hello world.php. The extension for PHP files is PHP. Okay, so now we're going to create our first PHP file or first PHP page. So I'm going to open this. Okay, you can do Control O or just right click and open. So you've got our hello world file here. So I'm just gonna switch the folder to PHP rather than Bootstrap. Okay. Let's open folder and go to the desktop. Go to PHP. Okay, so we've got our file there. So I'm gonna open it again. I'm gonna open like this. Okay, so we've got our hello world PHP file there. So now we're just gonna write some code there, and then we're gonna open our first PHP page. So the syntax for PHP code is pretty simple. We need to place all the code inside a tag. Okay. At the beginning of the tag, we're gonna have a question mark, and also at the end we're gonna have a question mark. But after the first question mark, we're gonna have PHP. Okay. So let's write a simple line of code. So I'm just gonna write echo followed by a string. Okay, so echo is a simple function which is just gonna write whatever it's gonna print whatever you write in the string on our page. So let's just write hello world. Okay, let's save. Control S, and now if we open the page, so let's go back to FTP and see where we've got the page. So we have placed this inside the PHP folder. And we've got the name of our file, hello world.php. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the web browser. I'm going to go to hello developers. Okay, what was it? It was hello developers. Okay. Okay, .890m.com. Then /PHP. Let's check this. Okay, and now we can see our file there, hello world.php. So if we click on it, we see hello world there. So if we click right and go to inspect elements, let's just have a look quickly at the HTML code. So we've got a simple HTML page, and we can see the HTML tags there. The head is empty, and we've got the body, and inside the body we've got hello world. Okay. and that reflects exactly what we have written inside the PHP code in there. Okay, so the so PHP just created a page for us. So the page consists of very simple tags, HTML tags, empty head, but it just placed whatever we have written using the echo function inside the body. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to have a look at how to embed PHP in HTML.